This is Jordan Tao with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so Blood Raw, shout out to him. I saw him on Boss Talk 101. I saw him on a bunch of interviews, right? And he's talking about the Jeezy situation. And Blood Raw's, I don't really know him that well, right? I think I met him once or twice. And he doesn't really probably remember that. But what I got the sense of is he's a good, solid dude, right? And I think what happened to him happened to a lot of people, okay? It's signing to an artist, okay? He signed to Jeezy. Jeezy doesn't want any competition. He didn't want any competition with Blue Da Vinci or this and that. He'll do anything to win. Anything. Okay? Now, I'm not saying... There's also a point where you can't cry a river. Like, I can't cry a river about certain stuff that happened to me. You got to kind of blame yourself. And I think he does, okay? I think he's come to terms with it. Jody Breeze doesn't like... we're talking about Jeezy. Jody Breeze doesn't like Jeezy that much. He said he felt like he went for self after Boys in the Hood. They had their back and forth. Remember all that? And, you know, Jody Breeze is a good rapper, but he never made it as a solo rapper. He would say he's blackballed. Maybe he was. You know, I don't know. You know, I always wondered, like, why couldn't Block get him going as a solo rapper? He could get Jock and he could get Gorilla Zoe. You know, why couldn't he get Jody Breeze going as a solo rapper? Gucci Mane and Jeezy had a fallout over a song. Jeezy wanted the song. It was Gucci's song. Jeezy wanted the So Icy song. They had a fallout, right? Again, Jeezy going for self, right? And he's not wrong for this. This is just, it is, you have to accept things for what they are, you know? It doesn't mean someone's a bad person. You just got to recognize people that are, like, out for self and ones that are team players. And we're trained to be loyal and be team players when really you got to be trained. People that train you to do that want you to be their worker. They want you to, there's a point where you can be loyal and still go for self, you know? And that's what, there's a fine line between that. There's a fine line between that. And it's hard to find that fine line. Blue Da Vinci, he's just sour because he brought Jeezy in to the BMF situation, introduced him to everybody. Everybody took to him. He was a better rapper, and he got a deal before him. This is in 2014, this picture. All that stuff you hear Blue Da Vinci talk about where he didn't like Jeezy after 2003 is cap. He came home. He tried to get a beef going with Jeezy. It didn't work out. He sat down and took a picture with him in the club. They made peace, right? Still didn't work out, so now he's back to dissing him. Blue Da Vinci, I don't think he's a bad person either. I think he really, like, you know, he wasn't the best rapper, right? But he's not a horrible person. He was down with BMF. He was supposed to run the record label thing. And arguably, he did a great job doing it. He was one of the faces of BMF. That's undeniable. You can't take away what he was during that time. He was the face of BMF. Maybe not the drug part, but the record label part. And he did a good job. He got on all the DVDs. He got in contact with everybody, right? He used their money properly to make a buzz. He did. Some people would blow, you know, a couple $1 million and nothing will happen. They blew a couple $1 million and made it look like something. Okay, so you know, you give him that. Okay. Coach K, he had his problems with Jeezy. I don't know if it's public. They just made peace on stage, right? But there was a period there where Coach K left Jeezy, and he was there for Jeezy from the beginning, and worked with Gucci Mane just to spite Jeezy, and he did a lot for Gucci Mane. And obviously, we know he did QC. Then you got Kinky B. Kinky B was around Jeezy his whole life. There's rumors out there that Kinky B stole money. Kinky B broke this down on big facts that he didn't steal money. Jeezy just didn't like him trying to do the CTE thing. Jeezy liked the CTE label, but he didn't want any of those guys to ever threaten his legacy, threaten his success. And we'll get to that with Blood Raw right now. So Blood Raw, and he made he removed Kinky B from the company, made up excuses. Kinky B broke it down. Kinky B's actually owed money. Jeezy, this is where Jeezy's a dirtbag to me with the Kinky B situation. He knew Kinky B from the beginning, day one. And Kinky B at his back. Kinky B bought his first microphone for him, you know? Like, how you going to do this guy dirty, you know? Kinky B's cool, too. I met Kinky B before, for sure, when I was doing the JW video. And Kinky B is a cool, straight-up person. So, Blood Raw. We'll talk about this specifically. He had a lot of success with a song called Louis Bag featuring Jeezy. And of course it was going to go high in the charts. Jeezy was a top rapper, super top rapper at the time. I mean, this is around the time of like, I put on for my city, you know, and all that stuff, right? But he says that Jeezy felt threatened by the record going up. I don't think Jeezy wanted to like give anybody too much of his sauce, his fame, you know? So when he saw it working for Blood Raw, and he was getting a little too up there, he was about to be a top 10 record. Blood Raw said he removed the A&R from his project, and that guy actually got fired. And then the people who were working on his project at Def Jam all stopped working on it. These are all the people that knew his story and everything. And when you don't have people that know you and are working on your project or are pushing for you to get funding and get in their what happens at these labels, they leverage their other artists that are successful to get you placements. So they'll be like, oh, put Blood Raw in this and we'll give you the next whoever's at Def Jam at the time. Say it's a Jay-Z record, hypothetically. He wasn't up there at the time. Or who was up there at that time? Well, just say you'll get the next Jeezy single. You know, they'll make deals, you know? They'll make deals. Like, okay, you do this, we'll give you this. You get the new Fab record. You get the new Jadakiss record. First, you'll get an exclusive. But make sure Blood Raw is this and spins this many times. I mean, it's all deals. Music videos is all deal. It's all deals, okay? And when they stopped doing deals for him, obviously he flopped, you know, and it just, you know, he didn't get to go with it. And then obviously he disappeared off the map. Who has Jeezy made as an artist? Slick Pulla was talented. He got all these guys known. Slick Pulla. Who else was signed to CTE? There was a bunch of them. CTE artists. You never want to sign to a rapper. Freddie Gibbs was an artist. He dropped the ball on him and he had to leave and have beef with him. Blood Raw. 211 was pretty big. Rocket. I remember Rocket was big. Tone Trump was big for a while. YG was not an artist on there. He was Boo Rossini. Yeah, he was big. Boston George is one of his artists. Let's see. JW, he was one of his artists. He did that one song, but he didn't let it go too far. Slick Polo, we already mentioned. JW, Doughboy Cash Out. Oh, yeah. And they were bubbling, but he missed the ball on that. Jeezy's out for self. You just have to realize that about him. It's not saying he's a bad person. I knew people who did film work for him and he would treat him like garbage. He wouldn't pay him properly and all this. Like, this is just who this man is. He'll undercut you to do better for himself. And it worked, obviously, right? You know, but all these people are not bad people that he has beef with. You know, I don't know Jody Breeze. Gucci Man is a loyal person, you know, but Jeezy was trying to do weird business. It is what it is. You can't even call him you just got to accept people for who they are, you know. Some people do people dirty. He just like, you just don't sign to an artist. Anybody that was signed to Khaled back then didn't go anywhere, right? You kind of went somewhere, but not really, because Khaled is looking out for Khaled. Khaled's the same type of situation. He's more concerned about himself. You can't sign to people like that. Yeah, that's about it, man. I appreciate you guys, and I'll check you guys in the next one.